What you're about to hear is real. No script, no edits, no safety net. This is a live coaching session that I recorded with a man named Dan, a 35-year-old who came to me wanting to take more ownership in his life. And what unfolded over the next 45 minutes was something that neither of us expected. But before we dive in, just want to give you a warning that this conversation covers mental health, suicide ideation, and some of the darkest places that men go alone. And if this is something that you need to be prepared for, just take a moment now before you watch. Dan goes to places that most men never go out loud. He talks about isolation, anger, faith, and the choice between giving up and getting on with it. I'm sharing this because I believe that the most dangerous thing for men right now is silence, and Dan had the courage to break his. If this conversation hits something deeper within you, then good, and know that you're not alone. Enjoy the conversation. Dan, thanks for being here today, mate.
Pleasure, Evan. Thank you for having me.
So, as you know, this is going to be a live coaching session for the podcast, and you're okay to go with that?
Yes.
Awesome. So, Dan, why are we here today, mate?
I'm here, Evan, today to speak about my lack of ownership in my life. I read a quote where they talk a lot about having a high IQ without lack of high agency results in anxiety. And anxiety is something that I've been riddled with for most of my adult life, being 35 now, and all the way down to my teens. So it hasn't really changed much. If anything, it's probably gotten worse. Um, and I feel it is really as a result of my lack of taking ownership in my life and being 35 is now I feel like it's compounding to a point where now I'm feeling very guilty and looking back and almost beating myself up for not taking action when I was younger. When I look at people that I know very well, that are very close to me, that are succeeding because of their taking action, I've realized that I am a really good talker, but not a very good doer. And it is something that has now impacted my life considerably through my professional life, as well as my personal life, all the way through relationships. Um, yeah, so that's why I'm here.
Thanks for sharing. I immediately just want to honor the awareness that you have around this piece that you've brought in today around lack of ownership. Also, just acknowledging the history of anxiety. A few things have come up as well. You mentioned beating yourself up, or also a sense of comparison that's come up as well. But what stood out for me the most was when you said lack of ownership. I don't know if you noticed, but you kind of choked up. There's a bit of a like a
Yeah, yeah, it's you know, you're taught when you're young, you need to take ownership. You hear it in podcasts, you hear it a lot in celebrities, how they say, you take ownership and do the hard stuff to have an easy life in the end or have a bit more comfortable life. And you hear it, but it doesn't process. You don't really think it through to understand the repercussions of it. So when I think of myself being 35, my friends are married, they're all having kids, and it's like, oh my God. It's like you hit me with a ton of bricks, years of stacking and compounding of talking too much, you know? You sort of feel ashamed of yourself. And that's why it's hard to admit, the lack of ownership is yeah, it's hard. It's not easy.
Hmm. Yeah, I want to honor that you're acknowledging it right now, but also I'm sensing this, there's a bit of heaviness in acknowledging that. This,
Oh,
yeah, what's there as you say that I sense there's something rising in your body.
it's tension. It's frustration. It is anger towards myself. And I feel it tense. I feel it in my posture, in my back. I'm always sore. It's punishing myself, as stupid as it sounds, by eating foods at times that I'm intolerant to. But I do it anyway because I need the comfort of trying to distract myself from taking ownership. I take drives, 20, 30-minute drives because I know I have to do something, but I run and I go for a drive to try and sort of not think about it. Then I pretend, hey, I'm successful, when realistically I'm not. I haven't achieved anything for that I'm proud of for a very long time, So I put on weight now, which then compounds again, and then again, and then again, and then when you start seeing your close family and friends who say, God, you look different, you look terrible, you put on way too much weight. Like what's happening with you? Are you okay? But of course, you suppress it, you say everything's fine. Then you get angry at them because they're noticing things that you don't want to notice. It's like they're shining a big fat mirror in your face out of love and genuine interest to help you out, but you don't want to hear it. You don't want to see it. So you feel like a brat, which then again adds to the weight.
Mm. A lot of strength in the words that you describe, not only with your awareness, but what's being reflected back to you. Describe to me what's coming through at the moment. What's this energy that's coming through you?
It's anger. It's anger, and I've sort of told myself, use anger as a way to move forward, But it's exhausting. I think the worst thing is when you have friends who tell you you are exhausting. And it's like, maybe it's why I'm single too, because I'm exhausting to be around, even my closest friends. I mean, 35 and, naturally your friendship group sinks, it goes smaller and smaller. But when you start feeling that real heavy isolation, when you're always the one that reaches out to people, but yet they don't really reach out to you, you say, what's the point?
Mm.
Plenty of ways to make it go away.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to just acknowledge again the anger that's coming through and you owning that. There's pieces around the people in your life. There's pieces around always coming back to your age. You've mentioned you're 35 many times.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I'd just love to just check in. What is it that you'd like to get out of today?
To forgive myself and just get on with it.
Wow. So we shifted from a lack of ownership to be able to forgive myself and get on with it.
Yeah.
What happened? What was the shift about?
There are two ways you can go about your life when you are feeling miserable and disgusted. We all know the first one as men. It's one of the worst statistics ever. You know what I'm talking about. And there have been plenty of times where I wanted to do it. I could visualize it very clearly. But then the other side of me is like, yeah, nah, you're not finished, buddy. Nah, 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 you're not finished, buddy. You need to add value to someone else. Can't do it. Can't do it. So it's either forgiveness or you finish it early.
Mm.
So there's only one option for me now. I want to forgive myself and get on with it.
Mate, that's massive. I really appreciate you being so raw and just honest and vulnerable with that, with sharing where you're at and what you have been in the past. It takes a lot of strength. I want to just acknowledge and hold space for that part of you that we see it. But at the same time, there's this fire that I see emerge of we have unfinished business. And what comes to that is a need for forgiveness. You strike me as someone who's really strong intellectually, and you've acknowledged that a few times. I want to, if it's all right, I want to challenge you here just a little bit. When you started talking about the second part of you, the part of you with unfinished business, the part that wants to forgive himself, where does that part emerge in you? Where do you feel that?
It's my gut. It's the accountable side of me. It's the side of me that finds great joy in discipline. It's the side of me that loves helping other people in their best and in their worst time. And it's the side of me that is also trapped, that's banging on the door of the cage, but there's no lock.
Mm. Wow, what a vivid picture I've got of just this force that feels caged, but knows the potential of what he's capable of. If you were to locate exactly where in the gut, where would that be right now?
It's right here. I can stand up. It's right here. It's this fire.
Amazing. If you're open to it, are you able to connect with that fire? Close your eyes and connect with that fire. Would you be okay with that?
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. So when you just close your eyes, when you just take a deep breath in through the nose and then nice long breath out. And I want you just to connect to that tension, that feeling in the gut that you call fire. And I want you just to allow yourself to just connect and feel it. I'll give you a moment. So stay in it. I want you to just stay in it for a little bit longer. And without telling me the meaning of it, what is it? What's the experience of it? What is it like to experience that part of you?
Control.
What about control? So pause. I notice you going in your head. So I want you to come back to the body, okay?
Yep.
Back to the experience. So the fire is control. Tell me more about what's the experience of control you're having right now.
I can be dangerous. I can be powerful, but I'm measured and it feels good.
Tell me more about what feels good here.
The internal dialogue feels good, but it also tells me that my body isn't it hasn't caught up with this feeling that I need my body to be strong to be able to back up this fire.
Mm. Great. So you've noticed there's this fire. You notice that what it's capable of, but the body's letting you down at the moment. The body is waiting to be caught up.
but also, can I swear?
Go for it.
It also tells me to go fuck permission to stay in. I've been,
Amazing.
yeah, I've been told to hold it in because it becomes too much. I've been told I'm arrogant when I let it out. Fuck it.
Beautiful. Take a deep breath, breathe into that fire. Now express whatever that fire wants to express right now in this moment. Let it out.
Ah!
What was that?
It's good.
What does it want to say? What does this fire want to say?
Move.
Elaborate.
One life to live, one faith. Move. Stop hesitating. Do not be afraid. Walk with fear. Walk into it. Run into it. Lean into it. Embrace it. Hug it. Kiss it. Make love to it and then tell it to fuck off.
Notice the depth in your voice.
Yep.
What does that tell you?
This is who I am. I need to
Wh-
be stop being apologetic.
Where's he been?
People pleasing. Seeking approval. Desperate for love.
Yeah. So describe the cage that you were talking about before. You were saying the fire is in here, but it's been trapped. It's been confined. What was what were the barriers?
There were none. I was just cradling, putting my head down, not even opening my eyes to realize there was nothing there.
Nothing there.
I've just been doing this, fearful to look up.
That position you're just in there. When did that serve you?
Never has, but it became comfortable. I got used to
Mm,
it.
right. You got comfortable, you got used to it because it did what? What did you gain from being in that position?
I didn't have to be vulnerable. Didn't have to be. It was easier to react, to push people away and blame others than to actually face the music
Face the music of what?
of myself.
What is it that you've been avoiding to face within yourself?
Ownership. But to
Right.
do it as this and to accept that it's okay to be too much. Maybe it's okay to be perceived as arrogant by the wrong people. Doesn't mean I am. I'm confident.
I'm sensing there's a different flavor of ownership to what you first came with this conversation. You talked about a lack of ownership in, from my perception and my feeling was there was a heaviness around it. There's something different to the ownership you're speaking about now. What do you think that is?
I think it's that there are parts of me that will be angry. The energy, the that aggression within me, but it's okay if it's controlled. If it's productive, it's okay to use it.
So, what are you actually owning right now within yourself that you've been avoiding facing?
I think it's that I have been listening to the opinions of other people, conflicting messaging for 20 plus years to the point where it's caused great confusion, frustration with that action, and then now taking ownership of the fact that it was there all along. That I don't have to be constantly not sucking up, it's the wrong word, but I don't need to constantly be asked for approval. Is this okay? Am I okay? Is this enough? Is that enough? That was exhausting. That was exhausting. What I take ownership now is that it's you. Age is just mere number now. It's always going to go up. But maturity is a choice. And now I need to be defined now by my actions.
Hmm. What do you think has shifted to get you to this place where I need to be, I will be defined by my actions?
It's my duty as a man,
Hmm.
embracing masculinity, being the man, being the masculine man, and really embracing the aggression, but controlled. Knowing that I can cause damage, but only when I choose to. And that gives me freedom.
Yeah. I'm noticing you connecting to something deeper as we go further, almost as if there's a purpose, a deeper meaning. What is it that we're starting to tap into within you?
We're tapping into me, my faith, my responsibility as a Catholic man, and no longer afraid to admit that I'm a Catholic. No longer afraid to feel like an outlier, especially in these political times, in these troubling times. To learn to embrace it more. And if anything, I need to embrace it more. Even if that results in isolation, so be it.
Wow. What's it like to just fully own and acknowledge that?
It feels like now I'm truly taking up my cross. And it's fucking heavy, but it
Mm.
needs to be.
Yeah. What was the what was the cost of not owning this part of you and carrying this cross?
The truth, suicide.
Mm.
Suicide. There's no
Mm.
other way. It was going to happen eventually.
Mm. Well, so again, just really want to hold space for this truth, for this reality, and just want to honor the strength of you coming back and finding this deeper purpose, finding this deeper you. It's beautiful, mate. I appreciate you sharing so vulnerably here. So when we talk about this sense of ownership, what's starting to illuminate in front of you now?
I have not only a duty to myself, but I have a responsibility. I need to look after my mum. I need to become the leader of my parish. I need to take the risks that I wanted to take, to dive deep into my passions that I know I'm actually good at, and to have the courage to challenge my faith just as much as embrace it.
What I see in front of me is a man willing to take the calling of his duty. I see a man wanting to connect back to what's important to him and rise up as a leader and take responsibility. Do you see that?
Yep.
What do you think of yourself as this type of man?
Feels good. A lot of catching up to do.
Yeah. Tell me about the fire that was there previously. What's it like now in the gut?
It feels good. It just it's now a matter of reminding myself, getting centered, remind myself constantly about the feeling. After years of repetition in the wrong direction, I now have to go repetition in the right direction now.
Mm, yeah. What are you learning so far?
I'm learning that there is only really one option to have a full life. You have to take up your cross. You have to accept the the shit that comes with being human. Like, my voice is going deeper, but at the same time, it still goes a bit high. Um, that I need to be a man. And especially since my father died, I haven't taken up that mantle. I haven't taken up that responsibility. Because in some sense, it scares the shit out of me to have to take this ownership now, to realize that, my father had a wonderful life, but he died not with much. Died of a heart attack, stroke, and I don't want to be like that. I can't be like that. I have to be a leader of my community, my church, but I need to be a leader of myself, more importantly.
Yeah. I really appreciate the strong conviction in your voice, the the intention to step into leadership, to masculine leadership in your family, in your parish, and to really lead yourself again. Something that I've noticed is at the start of the conversation, most of your content that you were talking about was comparison. This person told me this person told me that. I should be here. I'm 35. What happened to all that?
Forgot I even said it. Never
Why do,
came into my
why do you think that happened?
head. Because I'm no longer distracted. Just using those as an excuse, probably.
Excuse of what?
Trying to run, trying to get out of the responsibility, right?
Wow. Hmm.
by saying I'm 35. Well, it's not achieving anything. It's just so what? It's just it was more an artificial way to try and get me moving, but at the end of the day, again, it was excuses.
Yeah. So I appreciate the sense of ownership of distraction and excuses from taking responsibility. That's really clear.
Yeah.
And something that arose for me before, where does forgiveness now play?
Morals, my self-worth. And for your listeners who are of the faith, it's everything. Sanity and the ability to be empathetic towards others.
Beautifully said. You said at what you wanted out of this conversation so clearly was to forgive yourself and move on. Are you ready?
Yep.
So show me what it looks like. Describe to me what forgiving yourself is like right now for you.
It's sort of like imagining my older self, the dream self, looking over me and saying, "It's all right, kid. It'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Hmm.
Now get moving."
Before you get moving, where do you feel that? The older
It's
self doing that, where do you feel that in the body?
it's just in my heart, it's just joy.
So I want you to allow yourself to feel that and connect to that. So just closing your eyes and just allowing yourself to feel that forgiveness in the heart. Just allow yourself to be affected by that. Tell me what you just experienced then.
Relief, relief.
Describe that relief.
It's sort of like you have allowed yourself to harden yourself up. You've not allowed love to come into your very being and sort of to
Can we pause? Can we pause 1 second? So you're saying you. So you is out there.
right,
Part of ownership is saying I. So I want you to
right.
restart again and start with I.
So I have allowed myself to be hardened, to move away from all means of vulnerability out of fear of judgment and embarrassment. But to forgive myself is a sense of joy in the sense that you deserve love.
You said
I
you
deserve,
again.
I
Say
just, yeah.
say that again. Say that slowly and really own it.
I deserve love. and peace.
What does that feel like?
It's hard.
Mm.
It's hard, but I have to remind myself daily.
So what are you really owning now?
Myself.
What about yourself?
I'm a blank canvas.
Who deserves?
Love.
Mm. I'm seeing a new person in front of me. Tell me what's going on.
I feel more focused, that I have a lot of catching up to do, a lot of living to do, a lot of catching up to that.
Tell me about it. What's living? What's catching up?
Living is practicing my faith with conviction, both outside in the public and more importantly, in private. It means embracing the struggle of being in the gym, being more present in the moment, and embracing my old soul. I'm an old soul by heart, and just embracing that and saying it's okay. It's great. There's nothing wrong in it. It's actually fun.
Yeah. Can see that. I can see you really light up as you say that. And that's probably the first time I've seen you in this conversation really just light up and see a big smile. What do you think's behind that?
Excitement to
Fuck yeah.
just now catch up on living.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Want to challenge you though. You're open to me challenging you?
you know me well.
All right. Start the conversation. You said I'm someone who talks a lot. I say I'll do things or whatever, never do it and don't take action. What's
Yeah.
going to be different now?
I'm going to embrace my introvertedness by just working, putting my head down, and show my intent through the result. Not say what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it, and not be this theatrical. Say I'm going to do this and I'm going to post it on social media. No, just going to do it. It's my duty. It's my responsibility.
Right.
Just going to,
So that's what you're committing to.
yeah.
What's the significance of committing to that moving forward from now?
Because I know what it's like not to, and I can't go back. There's no going back. And enjoy it. Maybe perhaps even might even write about it. It all.
Hmm.
The hard times, the fun times. Maybe I should write an autobiography and say me versus me.
Notice the creative ideas that are flowing out now.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. What's going to make this moment different to others where you tried to draw a line in the sand and step into this responsible leader taking who takes ownership.
I think being more proactive in speaking with my friends that take ownership, following their lead. Feel a sense where it is or as Matthew McConaughey says, something to chase. But when you're in company that, you know, goes for the chase, maybe I have to step foot in that space just a little bit more.
Yeah, beautiful. So as we round up, start of the conversation, we opened with wanting to have a sense of ownership. Then it went to a desire to forgive yourself and move on. How'd we go achieving that today?
I think we did very well. I think the forgiveness also came in part with acceptance.
So explain that a little bit more.
Acceptance in the sense where it is great to be an introvert. It is great to be a Catholic. It is great to be someone that loves theatre, that loves writing, that would prefer to spend the night indoors with a glass of wine or a coffee and reading a book, who it's okay to go to a restaurant by yourself with a book and eat pasta for God's sake by yourself, and the body will catch up to the mindset. The body will catch up. That's fine. But it is okay to not have to be the extroverted person that society thinks you need to be. It's okay.
It's okay to be me.
Yeah.
How does that land in your body owning all that?
It feels great. It feels like I'm getting my self-respect back.
In this position of strength, fire, self-respect, leadership, what would you like to say to the version of you that was battling with option A?
Walk with me. That's all I'll say.
I felt that.
Or even more. Let's train together.
Yeah. Amazing. With all these new commitments, reintegrating of this part, how are you going to keep yourself accountable to what you're promising in this session today?
I think a lot of prayer and reminding myself this is my duty now and writing about it.
Mm,
That helps me think. It allows me to clear my head.
yeah. That's something around that sense of duty. Really, there's something deep, primal about that as you were claiming it
Yeah.
in that deep voice of yours.
So I am
When are you going to start all this?
right now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So as we start wrapping up, what's your big takeaway from this?
Seek help when you really need to. I mean, I don't see you not only as a coach, but I see you as a friend. Don't be afraid.
Wise words, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you.
Likewise.